everybody, and welcome to another complete set review. It's time to talk about Magic Origins. You ready, Brad?
I am very ready.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's the last, it's the last core set. It's the last one.
I don't believe that. I believe with where we think Magic's going, it's the last core set, but they'll bring it back.
They'll do, at some point, they'll be like, well, we like that a core set does X, Y, and Z, and we want to reprint the Goblin Pile Drivers of the world, and you can't just stick them in a Theros set. Like, I get it.
Oh, I mean, this new system probably is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I actually really do like the double rotation per year.
Yeah.
But saying there's no more course, I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it.
I'm happy. The fact is that they're going out on a super high note. This set is awesome. I'm excited to talk about it. We're going to start with a Crow and Jailer because Gideon's Lawkeeper was a little much.
All of them were. Yeah, like they've realized that if for 1 or 2 mana, like Master Decoy and Wrathy Trapper, all of them, like when you only have to pay a small subset of your mana every turn to keep something locked down, it's too good.
Yeah.
So this might just be a 1/1 for 1 that has to pay 3 mana tap. But that is a fixed version of this effect.
Yeah, they keep sort of moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
You know, like this effect is incredibly powerful. It allows you to tap down up to 2 creatures, one on their turn, one on your turn, and then get through. Like that's a big deal, and so they really want you to put some investment into it.
Yeah, and they don't want you to be using it in the early turns of the game to create a huge tempo boost, along with progressing your board. Like this is for the big effects later in the game. Like you don't get to just play a 2-drop on turn 3 and tap and keep attacking. So it's a good version of this card, and anything cheaper I won't be happy about.
It's the most fixed that I've seen. Like, you know, this is to me like, you know, because we've done this for so long, we played Magic for so long, you kind of see them like scalpel out what the right cost is for a certain effect in Limited. And this is obviously, it's still a super early pick. You still pick this just as early as you would, I feel like, Gideon's Lawkeeper. It's still powerful. It's still good. The format may be faster to the point where you can't, but it's still a card I'm always playing.
I mean, I don't really like early picking it. Like it's a card that I won't want more than one of because they don't double up that well and the body's not that relevant.
Sure.
It's probably like a 5th through 8th pick that you'll find in pack 2 or 3 if you're the white player. Like this is a card that's going to go late, and probably half of the copies in a draft are going to be used.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
half.
It's not that good of a card
Because they costed up so high?
Yes, because just you can't. Multiples there's so many diminishing returns and drawing too many of them.
Because if this was Gideon's Lawkeeper, you'd be like, give me all of them.
Yes, I would play like 6 of them.
Yeah, because they're insane.
Yeah, they're so powerful. Just 1 mana to tap creatures down is so much better.
3 mana, kind of push it.
Yep.
Yeah. Amperin Tactician. You know, it doesn't get any easier to pronounce these cards as we go through here. But anyway, 4 mana, 3/3, enters the battlefield. Creatures you control get +1/+1 on a turn. This is potentially a game changer if you have enough creatures. But if you don't, he's like, I'm a 4/4 and I'm a 3/3, and then we're done.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a Hill Giant sometimes. It'll allow your like 2/2 to attack through their 2/2, which is a nice swing. Like you at least get some damage in.
Sure.
I feel like this card is going to be pretty decent. You don't want a ton. I mean, multiples aren't bad, but
it's a common.
Like, it's a 4-drop, and I'm thinking that 4-drops, like that's a good time for Limited. Like you want to be doing things on 4 and 5, and you have to make sure you have a board position for it to be great.
Right.
And if you don't have that board position, then it's just a Hill Giant. So I do think that this is a very good card. Most decks are going to have 1 or 2 of them.
Sure.
Not super high pick, not super late pick. You'll know when you want it.
Yeah, you'll know when you want it. I mean, this is the type of card that, you know, I see situations where my opponent feels like they've got the board locked up, you know what I mean, or they've got enough to stop you or enough to be comfortable, and then you play this guy, and because it pumped your whole team, all the math changes. And they're oh, well, I wasn't expecting you to have enough power to kill this guy or kill that guy, and then you just, you know, you bash in and they have to deal with it. So that's where I see this card really shining.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is a huge game changer, and it can actually just be lethal when you don't know it's going to be lethal. Like you're in a race, and all of a sudden your team gets so much bigger, so they ended up having to chump block where they thought they were going to trade.
Right.
And then it can swing a game, and it can just be a good 4-drop on curve. So it is a very good Magic card, but nothing like you're not going to be talking about how you have 5 of them and you're so excited about it.
Exactly. Anointer of Champions. Well, now it's a human cleric.
It is a human cleric, and it's also a very good Magic card.
Yes, it is. This is from, was it Veteran Bodyguard? Is that right?
Sounds right. We'll just go with that.
I mean, we're talking, I remember because I looked this up. I think it's all the way back from like Visions was the first version of this, and it's the exact card. 1 white, 1/1, tap, target attack creature gets +1/+1.
You know how the internet works. No one ever like will check things.
No, they won't go in the comments and tell me I'm totally wrong.
You can say whatever you want. It's okay.
Yeah, it's always the internet. Who cares? It's just it's fine. But it is a good effect. It does change the combat math, and really it's just one of those cards that just once it's there and once it's not summoning sick, your opponent can't forget about it, and you almost never attack with it because it's always busy making math hard for them.
Yeah, and I've always talked about, especially in sealed for like the pre-release, 1/1s for 1 are not high on my pick order. They're not cards that I'm excited to have, but this card always changes the math.
Yeah.
And so that like makes it a much more unique 1-drop. Right. You get it in early, you play a 2-drop. Now that 2-drop is probably not going to be able to be traded with until they play a 4-drop.
Right.
And that's like a huge thing for your attacks, and you can just attack and get the extra, like almost pinger damage with this effect if you have a ton of creature in deck. So you want like 18 creature, like white weenie aggression with this card, but it is very powerful.
It is very powerful. There's a reason this is uncommon. You know what I mean? There's a reason it's not just a common that you can get as many as you sort of like, basically, as you see them going around the draft. You don't want too much of this, for you is fantastic, and for your opponent makes you kind of miserable.
Well, another reason it's uncommon, and it was unique. When I saw this, I kind of like scratched my head because Wizards has made it a point, and you can see it from like the last 4 years of Limited compared to the years before that, that Wizards is stopping making onboard tricks. Like we don't have any healers, we don't have effects like this, because it does feel really bad and you feel really stupid when this card is just sitting in play and they attack with a 3/3 and you're like, block with my 4/4, obviously.
Right.
They're like, boop, and you're just like, oh yeah.
If there's too much onboard stuff, and the set that really put a spotlight on this was Lorwyn. Lorwyn had so many triggers and so much stuff that you could do, and so many tap X Merfolk and do X whatever, that these types of effects were really lessened ever since then.
There's a reason that Limited Pro Tour was won by none other than John Finkel. Like, it was a very complex, onboard, tricky format, and he just comes out on top, crushes Guillaume Wafutapa 4 times in it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was an unbelievable tournament, but that's exactly it. Like, the best player in the world won the most complex limited format Pro Tour.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works. Archangel of Tides.
Is this...
It's just a 4-drop. It's crazy good.
Yeah, this card, when I first read it, I just thought it was just both abilities
All
are
the time.
static. Yeah. I was like, this card is stupid. Like, you just play it and attack with all your guys. They tap out, they're like, nice Deathmiss Raptor, attack you. But still... this card is phenomenal.
Right, this card is ridiculous. It's got tons of mana symbols on it, so it plays really well with Nykthos. It has, it has relevant sort of cost. It gets around Languish. It doesn't get hit by Roast at that point, and it's sort of hard to deal with otherwise. And it has such powerful abilities that happen as soon as you play it. It doesn't have to be attacking in order to be good. It doesn't have to be blocking in order to be good. It's good in both scenarios.
But the best part about Archangel of Tides is finally you can play a smart Rabble Master.
Ooh.
They don't have to attack.
Yay!
You have to pay for them.
Right.
And you're not forced to.
I'm good. Okay, it's fine.
You're not even forced to pay for them. Like, even if you have 5 mana, you're like, nope, I'm not paying.
Nope,
I
choose
think
not
that's
to.
how the rules work.
Well, I reckon.
I'm assuming so.
The rules don't say you have to pay all costs. It just says they have to attack each turn. And
If able.
And this says no, and you go, all right, it's fine. No,
Yeah,
cool,
they're staying back
right.
now.
So, how much do you feel we're going to see this in Standard?
We are not going to see much intel rotation. I think that's like going to be a theme about this set for me at least. And actually, this past week, I wrote an article. I don't know if Cedric titled it this because time travel.
Right.
But
We'll
I called it the Fun Police.
Ah.
And where I'm going is this is one of the coolest, most powerful, awesome sets I've ever seen that just gets destroyed by Theros and Khans. Like, Theros and Khans are 2 of the most powerful sets I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And so, like, you see this card and you're like, this card is so phenomenal. And in a format where I'm not playing turn 4 Dragonlord Atarka, it probably would be amazing.
Nice.
And because Elvish Mystic and Sylvan Caryatid and Courser and Nykthos are all going to rotate out.
Right.
Turn 4 Tarka is going to turn into 5 or 6, and you're going to have time to untap.
Slow down a little
Yeah, but right now I do not think a Night of Light Orchid, Archangel of Tides, like...
Aww. You're crushing my dreams right now, dude.
No, because just think about this. For the next, I don't know how long, so a year and then rotation, then... How long will, I guess... what's it called?
Dragons of Tarkir will stay in the format
with this
for a very long time with this.
But so like 9 months is when Khans rotates?
Something like that, yeah.
So we'll get about 6 months after rotation where we're going to get to see Night of the White Orchid Wingmate Rock decks.
Oh.
And that's what I was trying to get. Yes, turn 4 on the draw Wingmate Rock. And this is going to be a deck, and this is going to be a very powerful deck. But like, I don't know how good this is going to be right now, just because the format is so overcharged with unbelievably good decks.
We're in the pedals all the way down mode.
Oh,
we are in
completely.
standard is as powered as they make it, and they say you go completely nuts for 3 months, and we're going to see some cards like that in here, and some of them could be Archangel of Tides having that much mana or having that much white mana in her cost because Nykthos cares about it, Devotion strategists care about it, and so as a result, it could go into one of those sort of green-white Devotion decks or whatever, but. You get to have your crazy fun for 3 months, and then it's like, let's just hold back and slow things down a little bit.
I promise you that this card is a must pick up in the next 3 months, or it is going to skyrocket. It's going to be so expensive after that because it is such a powerful effect.
Yeah.
But like right now, like they did not reprint Elvish Mystic. This is going to be the first time that we do not have a situational 1-drop mana accelerant.
Yeah.
Like right now, they're like, if you don't tap it for elves, you are not tapping it at all.
Right.
And the reason for that is. Last week or when I went to Baltimore, I kept saying I got destroyed that game, but if I had an Elvish Mystic on turn 1, I would have destroyed him.
Right.
And that is just the theme of Magic right now. Elvish Mystic is maybe the best card in Standard in my opinion.
Wow.
Because every time you have it, your win percentage goes up by like 20%, 30%.
You're just ahead of your opponent in ways that you're not going to be in the future.
Yeah, and so like a card like this, it's really weird, but it has a tough time like interacting with a 1-drop.
Wow.
With Elvish Mystic. But moving forward, I think this might be one of the most powerful cards in the set.
It is super, super good. Auramancer. Now, this is coming back. This lived with us with Theros for a while, and it was like, oh man, the enchantment set with Auramancer is going to be crazy, and I mean, like, it just never saw any actual constructed play.
Yes.
It's a neat effect. It's a fine, like Grey Ogre and all, but like, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little too slow, and...
Yeah.
And when you're trying to get your engines revving, also like the tempo boost of a Dramoka's command when you're playing against an enchantment deck, yes, that gets your card back.
Sure.
But like the Dramoka's command maybe made you sack 2 permanents through fight and sacrifice.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you're way too far behind on board.
Right.
And this has to compete with like Fleecemane Lions and Rakshasas and Anafenzas and Rhinos.
And the conversation's over.
Yeah.
Okay, so limited. I mean, if you have enough enchantments, it becomes more playable, essentially.
I've always loved effects like this in Limited because they are card advantage and they let you get a little aggressive. Like, Theros Block was all about making enchantments matter and giving them like 2 lives. And we always talk about like an enchantment needs 2 lives to be good. So this gives it that. Like when you just cast a, I don't really know the names of all of them in the set, but like when they just die, you feel bad because you get 2 for 1. But if this gets it back and you get another chance at it, that is
better.
Just enough to be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you have anywhere from probably 3 to 5 enchantments, it's kind of a no-brainer. But if you have one, maybe like Sick Bomb Rare, like we'll talk about in blue, there's that Thopter enchantment that's really sweet. Maybe you kind of include it because it's a Grey Ogre, but ultimately it gets you a rebuy on one of your best cards. So. You just really don't pick it early. This is not a draft, monster.
You'll get them late when you're themed, and you'll know when you want to take a bunch of them.
Exactly. So Avon Battle Priest, 6 mana, 3/3 flyer, enters the battlefield, gain 3 life.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fine. I'll play it. It's not like I won't play it. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, it's not that great. Like, but we've seen a lot of 3/3s for 5 be playable.
Right.
But usually they come with draw a card or something of that nature.
Right.
Or bounce. But gaining 3 life can be relevant. This set doesn't actually have a ton of gigantic flyers, and a lot of them actually have 3 toughness.
Yeah, like the Jhin only has 3 toughness, for example. But and it seems fine. It's a marginal effect. Like you kind of feel like you're overpaying for it, but you're not going to be mad because it's still a 3/3 flyer, and that's still important.
And 3 life can be relevant when you're racing, and this card, enables potentially a race because it has flying.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, they have made this exact card in every set, and now, like we said, we've done this so many times, and I think doing the set reviews has helped me because you forget about effects in sets, but we have literally talked about every card for the last 4 years. Like
every single one.
A minute to 4 minutes of my life on every Magic card ever printed in the last 5 years, and it's documented.
You don't have to put it that way, man. All these people watching, they're also doing that math, and they're like, holy God. Holy God, we heard these guys just yammer about the same effects. Okay, it's good. It's not great.
You get it.
Right. You get it late in draft because it's a 6 mana 3/3, but ultimately, it's better and sealed as an evasive flyer that does something.
Am I destroying dreams in the A's on white cards already?
Yeah,
is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what you're doing, Brad. That's how we're rolling. So, Dead Kids.
Yep.
I don't really know what to say about dead children on Magic cards. I get it. Like, the flavor text is unbelievably brutal.
Yeah.
Like, the image itself is absolutely gorgeous. Anna Steinbauer just killed it. But, like, this card made me feel things that no Magic card has ever felt.
I mean, you are a parent.
I'm a dad. I got 5 kids. I still had all these kids. And I'm just telling you, as a dad, it probably affected me in a very different way than it affected you as a single dude.
Yeah, and when I saw this card, I didn't even see it being that dark, but I do think the internet has desensitized me. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course it has.
But once people brought it to light about how dark this card is, this is the first time that I made this connection that I knew, like I felt, but I didn't know how to articulate it. Is that this is the first time that I've ever seen a core set feel like Innistrad block, where it's really dark and it's really complex, and all the cards are situational and can be super powerful or not. Like, for example, we had no idea Geist or Huntmaster were good.
Yeah.
Until they showed up, and they're still staples in Modern. You know?
All of a sudden Huntmaster was 4 of in all the decks, and that was what everyone was playing, and so on and so forth. But and for what it's worth, the card is good. Let's get that out of the way. This is a 3-mana 2/2 flyer that gets bigger when you play enchantments. We've already talked about Auramancer, so there is an enchantment theme in white, and that's great. This is actually a very, very playable card, and I'd be happy to play it in all my decks. It's just dead children. And the funny thing is that around the office, we were talking about it, and it's always like, well, what was that card? And you're like, the dead kids. And they go, oh, the dead kids. Everyone knows the dead kids. So, so it is very unique in that way. Like, no one's ever going to mistake this card for something else. Yeah. It is the dead flying children. So, are you going to block my children and kill them again? Is that what you want to do in combat? Is that what you want to do? They don't always die in armor, buddy.
Permission to say a really dark joke?
Go on. Make it clean.
So if you mind controller it, would you have to call in an Amber Alert? I asked permission!
Now we gotta go! And now we're done! Whatever. Celestial Flare, fine card, seen play in Standard. Jim Davis loves this card. I've seen Jim Davis cast this card a lot.
I've seen Jim Davis lose a lot on coverage too.
He likes...
Sometimes to me.
It's true. But he has shown that Celestial Flare is a fine Magic card, but can't actually get there again at this point.
They printed Gaia's Revenge. This card will see play.
Yeah, Gaia's Revenge! Woo! That card is sweet.
This is not a luxury spell. This is a necessity spell. You're not like, oh, I'm so glad Celestial Flare is black, putting 4 in my deck. No, you put it in your deck because you're going to die to something.
Right. I can't stop something. This stops the thing I can't stop. Thanks.
Yeah, this card is very powerful. And it's something that white needed for a while. And right now, actually, like for blue-white control, they have like Valor Stance and Celestial Flare as real good removal spells. Yeah. And they don't really get those effects. Like this was the only one.
Yeah.
And like Last Breath even, you technically have 12 2-mana removal spells as options, but because Death Misraptor and Death Protector exist, you don't really want Last Breath.
Sure.
But Celestial Flare is a necessity out of sideboards against like these really hard to deal with haste creatures. Also a great answer to Dragonlord Ojutai, yeah.
Yep, that's what I was literally about to say, because you need one. Let's face it, you just need one.
And it's one for a white deck when you're attacking them, which is actually really good for white weenie.
Which is sweet.
That's going to come up a lot.
Absolutely. Oh, you blocked with your Pelucranos. Thanks.
Kill it.
It's flexible. So give me the limited sort of aspect of this card. It seems, removal is as removal does, but it's also common. It's kind of situational in a board that's full of a bunch of attackers or a bunch of blockers. It doesn't quite have the impact as a constructed card.
It's high variance, but it's still good because it's white removal. Like, there is no real Doomblade in this set, like an actual Doomblade. And whenever Doomblade's good, Celestial Flare really isn't that good in a format.
Sure.
But they're not making great removal anymore, and they're making it situational. And where, like, an ultimate price can never kill, multicolored creatures.
Yeah,
this has potential of killing every creature.
Right. Sometimes
it's bad, sometimes it's good. Sometimes you just have to make a weird attack or weird block.
Sure.
Or remember this trick. This is a very good trick to remember.
Here we go.
So here's the board state.
Life pro tip.
Evan has a card called Unbelievably Good and Needs to Die, and a 2/2.
Yeah,
right? And I have 2 2/2s.
Okay.
Or something, maybe 1, right? And you attack with both, and you're like, you can't Celestial Flare me. And I go block your 2/2.
You trade with my 2/2. So all that's left at the end of combat is my attacking awesome thing that's going to destroy
ultimately good, unbeatable guy.
Right.
Yeah, that's
it's already dealt its damage to you.
Yes, I've taken 12.
But then you do what?
I cast Celestial Flare still at the end of combat, because at the end of combat, every creature is still attacking and blocking.
That is correct. So if my dude is still attacking, which he is technically at the end of this combat phase, you play Celestial Flare, it will die, and I will be sad.
And you can, do weird things to combat because of that. Like if there's a creature that wants to die, you can just kill all the other guys and make sure that thing dies. Sure, you're taking a hit, you're still alive. Well, you have to be still alive.
Well,
if
you
you're
have to be still
casting a
alive.
spell,
Yeah.
But that is a way to deal with cards with Celestial Flare in a unique way. That's where the card is cool. And it can be even done the same with like attacking, and they block with their good creature and their bad creature.
Right.
And you're going to get 3 for 2'd, but you get their really good card off the board.
Absolutely. So there's a lot more play in this card than I think sort of is on the surface, which is nice. Charging Griffin, 4 mana 2/2 flyer. Whenever it attacks, it becomes a 3/3 flyer, and that is pretty fantastic.
It is always played. Every copy in a draft is probably going to see play unless it's taken like as a hate card. Anyone that can cast this card is going to play it.
Yep.
It is just a phenomenal Magic card, and just because on the surface it doesn't look that great, it is just a. Well, I mean, it's just a 2/2 for 4. Like,
Right, it's just a 2/2 for 4, but when it is attacking flying heal giant, like that is awesome.
yeah, this card is really good. Like if you in the pre-releases weekend, play every copy that you have if you're in white, and if you have multiple of these, this could be a reason to be in white because a 3/3 flyer is very good in this format.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So play every copy, pick every copy, and love it. Cleric of the Forward Order. This is where you get a 2 mana 2/2, and then you gain life for each creature you control, named Cleric of the Forward Order. And there's some others like this, and this is the first one we've seen of this cycle. There's one in green, there's one in black, there's one in blue, there's one for every color. And
This just reminds me of, Lightning Bolt, Dark Ritual, Giant Growth,
Right.
Ancestral Recall, Healing Solve.
There's big winners, big losers. This one,
I mean, it's a 2/2 for 2 that you'll play, and it does
It's
gain
not
you.
bad.
It does gain you life, counting
Regardless.
itself. Yeah,
Yes.
so it's going to gain you 2 life.
Sure.
Where, who knows? Like this card might actually be better than a Ration Cleric that we see in all these sideboards. To be fair, when you're playing black, you want Drown in Sorrow, and that's why you play a Ration Cleric.
Sure.
But like other decks have played effects like this against red because red is really good until it's really bad in a game.
That is correct. It's really, it's amazing. And it's like, someone put the stop and it's dead. So, I don't know. I mean, like in limited, I feel like I gained 2 life and then I played another one and I gained 4 life. That's not really like a fist pump moment because I still just had a bear out of it. Whereas the green one just pumps each other, which I think is sweet and way more powerful. So, there's winners and losers in this, and I like a Ration Cleric because it's a 1/3 and it can block a lot more and it has more sort of longer impact
To be fair,
my experience.
they both block Goblin tokens.
They do.
But this blocks the Pile Driver.
Something's got to block the pile driver, ladies and gentlemen.
I started with that card, and when it didn't get blocked, it
Oh,
won the game.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So, okay. I will be surprised if this sees any constructive play. Absolutely
Try
shocked.
it. I'll play it in every single tournament. I'll play it at the Pro Tour. No, I'm kidding. No, take it back. I take it back. I take it back.
I see how it is. I see how it is. Council's Lieutenant. All right, so this is a 2 white for a 2/1 first strike. Renown 1, our first instance of Renown. Whenever it attacks, if it's Renown, other attacking creatures you get +1, you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. So let's talk about Renown for a second, which originally was spoiled as famous. And I really wished it was famous because
you could
just stay. The jokes are awesome,
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's famous now, and then like in the Maddie show, I kind of bumped it up to, well, it's ballin', and then it's big pimpin', and then I came up with some silly name like Crunktastic, I think it was Crunktastic Stunt Nuts was my top tier of the Renowned-esque effects, but and mechanic names. Anyway, so Renowned is another deals combat damage type mechanic, but you have to deal it to the player.
Yep.
So that's very important and sort of powers it down quite a bit. But this card, when you're able to hit with it, if you hit it on curve, hit it on turn 2, and get them on turn 3, all of a sudden, it's a 3/2 first striker that's pumping your whole team.
No, yeah, this card is great. Like, it takes a lot of dedication to be in white.
Sure.
Also a card that I could potentially see in standard with a splash of Dromoka's Command. There's so many good Renown 2-drops that, it's really difficult if you are on curve on the play and have a Dromoka's Command in your hand that your 2-drop doesn't deal damage.
Sure.
And so, like, this could be one of the devotion enablers as opposed to, like, some of the really bad ones that you have to kind of play. Like, there's a heroic one that makes 1/1s when it's targeted. It's really bad. And this is just
So bad we don't remember the name of it, even though we spent minutes of our lives talking
Leon
about it.
and Bad Card. I
Leon
think
and
that's what it's called.
something
Yeah.
embarrassing.
But yeah, this card's great. When it becomes a 3/2, it's almost unstoppable for a very long time in the game.
It's really
there is
good.
some very good common removal in this set that was like not really in there. Like the deal 2 if you have Spell Mastery, deal 3.
Right.
That's going to be a really good card we'll get to in red.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Then the first time you read it, you're flipping out. And
Yeah.
then the second time, you're like,
What did you think?
I thought it was lightning bolt. I thought it was shock that turned into lightning bolt, and I was like, and it was like, oh my god! And like, no, just creatures. Sorry, but that's
wouldn't
premium.
it be even cooler if it was lightning bolt into shock? Like, think about it.
Oh, like reversed?
Yeah,
like
so it
only
gets
deals 2
worse
damage?
as it has spell mastery.
Now that would be interesting.
Yeah, but then it could go to the dome.
Right. I like that.
So it's
See?
kind of a cool card.
Look at this guy, Mr. Designer over here. Either way, Council's Lieutenant, absolutely super playable. Easily, pick early. It goes into your white deck. You want to be more dedicated to white than your other colors. But like when this guy hits, wow.
Yeah.
He is a force to be reckoned with. He is indeed a lieutenant. Enlighten Ascetic. 2 mana 1/1. Here's a battlefield, destroy an enchantment. All right.
It is, I think, worse than all the other effects that did this because you get a 2/2 body out of the sacrifice. Even if you have to sacrifice it, it's not a 2-for-1. And the War Priest of Thune that got to come into play and kill an enchantment stayed a 2/2. But this one is just a 1/1, so it's just bad on every point. Because sometimes a disenchant is even better.
It's bad. Yeah, seems not good.
And in my opinion, this art was just so wasted on this card.
It's really sweet art.
It's really good art.
That's
like
really
if they
awesome.
showed this art, I was like, "Who's the legendary creature?"
Yeah. What BA cat warrior dude is it
It
supposed
looks
to be?
Yeah, it looks like this cat is like coming out of like a time warp. Maybe it was a Johnny's brother just showing up. You know,
like it could be like a Johnny's father from like years ago and whatever. It's time traveling. Either way, amazing art. Just not that good of a card.
Nope.
Just
don't main deck it.
Yeah. So, and I'll note here because you may have noticed, I'm trying to say the card and what it does because many people have told us, or at least told me, and when I read the comments, hey, I'd like to listen to you guys. I don't always get
Look
to
out,
watch
dear!
it. Oh my God! We're gonna die! But they like to listen to us and not necessarily watch the whole thing. So I'm trying to give them some context, and also I feel like if I read the card, we might not miss certain things that we've missed in the past.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either, but maybe.
All I know is we've evolved.
We have.
Yes.
God, we'll never live that down. Ever.
We're the ones that keep it going.
It doesn't matter. We still live it down for ourselves, for each other. Enshrouding Mist, 1 white instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. You prevent all damage that would be dealt to it. If it's renowned, untap it. Okay. Those are words on cards. I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good effect since you prevent all damage that would be dealt to it.
That's sweet.
So like your 2/2 can block a 3/3, or you can attack into things, and you don't get 2-for-1 with your pump spell.
Attacking and blocking, I
Yeah,
like it.
but like First Strike is kind of the same thing with a card like this.
Yeah.
But this effect stops like burn spells.
Right, which is nice.
Yeah,
It
I mean-
kind of covers a little bit more. Like Defiant Strike is totally sweet, but when you're able to trump not only combat but burn spells, that's really nice.
And like because it's preventing the damage, like cards like I think it was like Spidery Grasp or something. I'm trying to think of the +2/+4 and untap.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Like all of those effects are amazing, and
Yeah.
I think Renowned happens more often than usually the phrase that they add to cards like this, like if it was bolstered or if it has a counter or if it's a cat human, like then you do this effect. Like all those never really happen in limited, whereas Renown is like, did you attack with a creature last turn and deal damage that now you'd like to untap it? You get to do that now. Like,
Yes, you do.
It's very generic.
If it's a cat human. If it meowed.
Yeah.
Does it meow? Untap it if it meows. Thanks. It's a cute trick. And as most cute tricks, you don't really want to highlight picking these early, but you can certainly fit them in your limited decks better in sealed generally because you have less options in that regard. But, it's not a card that I'm like hating to play. It's just a card I don't want multiples of.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Kiththeon, Hero of Aggros, Heyo, our first flip Planeswalker. Man, I called this. Someone looked it up. I called this like 50 episodes ago of the Magic Show.
Really?
Like when they first came out with flip cards from Innistrad.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, this is so sweet. Wouldn't it be awesome if a legendary creature turned into a Planeswalker? And,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they were like, ta-da! And I was like, yeah. Oh,
See,
feels good, y'all.
I only have one complaint, and it's not on Wizard side.
Yeah.
Like when I write articles about these cards, I talk about when they spark, they turn into this. Everyone says when they do this, they flip.
Yeah.
Why doesn't people just say when they spark? Because that's what they're doing.
Because you're in Vorthos territory. You're in like Vorthos County, and you're like driving around, And you're like, I don't understand. Where is everybody at? And they're like in Spike City, and they don't care.
This
about
set is called
Vorthos
Magic
County.
Origins, where it takes 5 planeswalkers and shows how they turn from human into planeswalker.
Yes.
How is that not them shoving Vorthos down our throats
They
to
are,
use?
and I like it, but I'm still a Spike. I don't care. It's just going to flip. To get it out here, it's a Savannah line. It's a white 2/1, and if it attacks with at least 2 other creatures, you exile it and you return it to the battlefield under someone's control, and it has an activated ability of a white and 2 colorless to make it indestructible. That's pretty good. It really is. But in the scheme of the 5, as we'll see as we go through all these, not as good as some of the other ones.
Oh, this one's going to be great when a card called Sylvan Carrited doesn't stop it
exist?
anymore. Yeah, because like this is like what now the 8th 2/1 for 1 mana that's unplayable because of that card.
God.
Like there's so many out there. Like
There are.
I remember when Savannah Lions was just like
Dude.
unbelievably good. You played 4 of them all the
Yes.
time. There's always a deck with that card, right?
Dude, I loved that card when I first started playing Magic.
And
I
now
absolutely loved it.
every version of that card is better than Savannah Lions.
Yep, every one
There's
of them.
like 8 of them, and none of them see play.
Yeah, actual zero. They give it to everybody. Like, here's a black one, here's a white one. Who cares? Everybody gets a Savannah line. Whatever.
To be fair, this is the closest to playable
Sure, because of
But-
the ability.
because of the ability, but I still think that a card like this, like, I would not be, like amazed if it saw play, but I don't think it will until rotation.
Sure. So, and it also doesn't flip until the end of combat, which is nice. At least it should be able to deal damage. That's the hope.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like the fact that it's a nice top deck. That like when you have a bunch of mana and you top deck it, you're like, okay, here, and now I've got so much mana that I can make it indestructible if you try to get rid of it. So ideally, it can help do something.
Well, also the benefit of this one is like there's a couple like Chandra's the only other one that I count in this camp where you can control its spark and still function as a magic as a
Yeah,
game.
you can control the
Like,
planeswalker
you can
and
just
the card.
you can just keep it on defense, and the regeneration ability or the indestructible ability works really well with that.
Sure.
And so like that's a good blocker. But like a Liliana, I feel like are just going to constantly be legendarying themselves out of a game
Right.
because it's so easy to spark in the mid game
Right. Flip.
or spark.
Flip.
Spark.
Let's talk about his other half. So Kiththeon turns into Gideon, Battleforged. Well, when I was little and I was young, I got older, I changed my name.
Yeah, I mean, when you just become that much of a bro, you just
Like, just
Kiththeon-
grow up and just like,
Yeah.
he turned into a G.
I mean, yeah, he just he just keeps going to the gym, and people are making fun of him for Kiththeon. What kind of name is that?
I know, right? Fun.
And then he
Gideon.
ate them.
Yeah.
And then just said, "I'll take your name,
And
Gideon."
then he crushed them with his super sweet whip thing.
See, welcome to the Vorthos side.
Oh, I saw what you did there. It's a 3 loyalty guy, +2, up to 1 target creature an opponent controls attacks it if able, +1 and tap until your next turn, +1 until your next turn, target creature gains indestructible and untap it. 0 until end of turn, it becomes a 4/4 human soldier that's indestructible, and you prevent all damage that will be dealt to it. It is a little version of Gideon Jura. It is truly, they themed this out very well for the previous version of Gideon Jura.
Yeah.
And not the terrible one from Ravnica.
That I couldn't even tell you one ability on it.
God, it was
I
bad.
couldn't. I have no idea.
So if it was like 50K, tell me one ability on Gideon, Champion of Justice.
I would have to think for a very long time. I know it's 4 mana. I think it comes in with 4 loyalty.
That's not an ability. All right.
No,
anyway.
I couldn't.
Oh, of course you could. All right, so it's going to turn into 5 loyalty, make something attack into it. That's cool. +1 if it has its other version of itself. It's pre-spark, if you will,
Ooh.
not pre-flipped. It works pretty well, and otherwise it becomes the smaller version of what used to be the 6/6.
Yeah, and cool thing to note is because its ability, Kiththeon's ability is phrased at the end of combat if it attacked alongside 2 creatures, Brimaz works with that. Brimaz will make a cat token. Now, usually those effects are like if X or more creature attack
at the same time. That's
Yeah,
correct. That's a cool little
so Brimaz
twist.
plus Gideon will flip Gideon
Nice.
or Kiththeon.
Kiththeon into Gideon.
Yeah, it's the one planeswalker that has 2 names.
Yeah. So if it needs to be said, these are easily first pickable cards that are fantastic, and you always play them always.
Yes, the mythic rare creatures that turn into planeswalkers are all good first picks.
They're all pretty freaking
I would
insane.
take all of them.
So here's Gideon's Phalanx, and this is a 7 mana instant. It makes 4 2/2 white knight creatures with vigilance on the battlefield, and if there's your spell mastery, which we can talk about spell mastery now, if there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, those creatures can get indestructible until end of turn. So this is kind of a turn the tide card.
Yes, this is a what do they have for 7 mana? I bet they're just flooded.
Right.
get you.
They could have nothing. They didn't do anything for 2
Yeah.
turns. I'm sure they have nothing.
So, I don't really like this card for one reason, that I played Revel of the Fallen Gods, or God, at
Right.
the Pro Tour.
I'm sorry.
And it was great.
Was it?
Yes, you have a Perforos in play, and then you just 16 them. And it happened. Like,
Did it really?
Yes, they would wrath you or something, and you'd be like, take 16 or 8, or depending on how much. We
Nice.
would put Perforos in play, they would play Elspeth, we'd play Elspeth, kill their Elspeth. There was
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, the deck was
actually.
great. We just
Okay.
screwed up one thing.
Oh.
But this card is playable, not really in Standard, not really in Block Constructed, because Origins Block isn't a thing,
No, Block and Start kind of died, and I'm kind
but
of
great and limited.
It is great and limited. This is a bomb rare. There's lots of bomb rares in the set, and as we've seen really recently with limited environments, like they like bomb rares.
Oh yes, they love everyone to just die miserably horrible deaths all of a sudden.
Well, not
No,
miserable,
no, yep.
horrible.
Oh, yep.
They like the guy to be able to have the comeback.
Have you ever played one of these, like, make a manifest, and then all of a sudden it's a Dragon Lord just comes out of this manifest? Like, how did that hide in that little ball? Like,
Itty bitty ball, huge Dragon Lord of Pain.
Yeah.
Gideon's Phalanx, all of a sudden, 4/2 dudes are there, and it will just, and the Spellmaster, so tell me about Spellmastery. Is this something that you feel is actually going to matter? Like,
oh, I mean,
is it going to be
it depends
impacted
on
enough?
cards. Like the benefit of Spellmastery for some of these effects are that, like, they're good in the early game. Spellmastery might happen and then they get better in the late game, like the Shock Lightning Bolt. But a card like Gideon's Phalanx probably should trigger and should have a big effect. But then there's cards like Nylea's Pilgrimage that, like, is the least relevant thing I've ever seen. Like, they're like, in your green ramp deck, when you cast your turn 3 ramp card,
Ramp.
if you have 2 spells in your graveyard, you get an additional force in your hand.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so now I have 3 forests.
Sure, whatever.
Like, that was just so tagged down where they're like, we need one more green Spellmaster, and they're like, green decks don't play spells. And they're
No.
like, we know, we'll put it on the most relevant card.
Sweet. Anyway, this thing will turn the tide. Huge bomb rare. Easy first pick. Amazing. Grasp of the Hieromancer. So here's our first enchantment in white. 2 mana for your creature getting in +1/+1. And whenever this creature attacks, you tap target creature defending player controls. That's pretty powerful stuff.
No, it is not. Do not trick our audience.
What? It's
This-
fine. When you attack, this is for the attacking white deck. This is the deck that just wants to get in, turn sideways. I think it's really good on a flyer because you're able to tap their flyers to be able to get through evasively. Like, that's a thing.
I mean, that is exactly what's happening in the art.
Well, yeah, you know. Well, you're tapping their flyers and whatnot, but this is a card. It's an enchantment. It's an aura. You can get 2 for 1. You know, this isn't a world where they all draw a card or whatever. But, like, it's still a thing that does affect the board when it enters the battlefield.
Yeah, but +1/+1 probably isn't a good enough effect. Like, it might be on too small of a creature that can just die to one of the, like, cheap
Sure.
situational removal spells.
It's the ability that you're really paying for here.
No,
It's
I
not
mean,
the
I agree.
+1/+1.
Well, I agree, but with, like, when you're investing the potential of getting 2 for 1, it has to be worth it. And just +1/+1 does not really up a clock unless they're really close to dead or just dead. But cards like this, I mean, this is the kind of card that I will just ignore until somebody says, like, a Chris Fennell or, Mike Sigris says,
Or an Evan Irwin.
or a not Evan Irwin says, this is a very good Magic card to play.
Where the ointment, man? Where the ointment? Yeah, the burn is strong. Hallowed Moonlight, 2 mana. I love this card. White and a colorless instant until end of turn if a creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead, and then draw a card because reasons.
Well,
I love it.
This card is phenomenal. There's only one bad thing about this card.
What?
Is that when they're like, flip up my Den Protector, hit this, bring back my Deathwing Raptor.
Raptor.
They're like, Hallowed Moonlight, and they're like, I'll say no. Yeah.
I'll choose to not return it.
Yeah, I just will not.
Sadness.
So this card does not beat Deathwing Raptor, which initially, before I thought about how it works in the Magic rules,
Right.
that it would.
Sure.
But the idea that a control deck, like a blue-white control deck, can, like, have a counterspell and have this, and then they're like, Hordling Outburst, and you're like,
Nope.
Nope.
Draw a card. Like,
Yeah.
you basically countered it and drew a card.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. It's just like, I think it's going to affect a whole bunch of formats. I mean, we're talking Sneak Attack, Gristlebrand with Goro's Vengeance. I mean, like, all these stupid, combos that just put cards into play, however they put them into play. And I love that they even tacked on draw a card, just in case.
yeah, I mean, we do have Containment Priest that I think is just a better version of this card.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you can play this card in response to a sneak attack, but then if the sneak attack lives for another turn,
then you could
do
die. It's just like, you know, it fogs a Splinter Twin, it fogs a sneak attack.
Yeah.
I understand that, but sometimes one turn's all you need.
I agree with that. But yeah, I think this card will see some standard play because of how good it is against Hornet Queen, Hornet Nest. I think Hornet Nest might be the big one because like the green-white aggressive decks have such a tough time dealing with a bunch of Goblin tokens, dealing with a bunch of tokens from Hornet's Nest, that now they just have this cantrip answer to it. Also, if a deck is like, you need a deck to have also a tempo boost, that them getting back their Death Mist Raptors is extremely relevant in the now.
Sure.
And you can just stop that.
Right, and they're like, I'll choose not to, and you're like, that's fine, because there's not a Death Mist Raptor on the board anymore. Thanks.
Xenagos make a blocker. No, you won't. Kill your Xenagos.
Nice.
Things like that. Like the tempo boost that this card allows are why like this kind of effect might be in a green-white, like the Collected Company sideboard.
Sure. I just can't imagine a better feeling of counterspelling a Horland Outburst.
Oh, yeah.
And then drawing a card. It's just, you just stick it in and then you just break it off. You're just like, thanks. So sick. Healing Hands, oh boy. 3 mana. By the time I get done reading this, we're going to be like, nope. 3 mana, white and 2 colors, target player gains 4 life when you draw a card. They had to put draw a card, and it was a sorcery, for God's sake. So,
It does replace itself. It does trigger prowess.
You reach, son. No, did you not just go
It
to prowess?
Delve.
No! Oh, God, we only got to the H's before you ran that out there, man.
Well, we got to a really bad magic card. That is
Okay.
also a spell.
Well, they put draw a card on it to be like, well, maybe it's not that bad. No, it is really that
I mean, if you give me the option of this and resupply, it's Healing Hands every single day of the week.
Fine. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Next. Heavy Infantry, a white and 4 colors for a 3/4.
Real quick, actually, before we start. Sorry, I have to stop you.
All right.
I am just waiting for the Wizards Troll where they just print the like colorless white gain 10 draw card. Like the actual just like we've been making fun of carded or gain life effects for so many years that they finally just like make a card that every control deck's like, yeah, I have to play this.
Well, I mean, look, how much play is Feed the Pack scene?
I mean, I've been casting that a lot. My clan is never hungry.
Or Feed the Clan?
Feed the
Feed the
Clans,
Clan.
yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Feed the Clan. Feed the Clan saw a whole bunch of play, and we were over here going like, it's crap, it's terrible, this stuff never sees play. And then like...
Evan, you do know that we're only mediocre to kind of hot at our job. Like, we're not phenomenal. Like
we run it like a hot C+.
People don't watch this just to be like, their advice was very influential to my decisions.
But sometimes they do.
Oh, of course they do.
Well, yeah. Either way, we have fun. That's important.
Exactly.
And I hope that they have fun and watch us have fun.
I bet they're laughing right now and agreeing with us.
Probably. Bunch of C+ers. God. 2.0 GPA people. White and 4 colors for a 3/4. Heavy Infantry. When it enters the battlefield, tap target creature and opponent controls. It's a tempo card. It's a tempo play. I get it. I see sort of what's going on. White wants to just sort of get in there. It's got that enchantment that taps dudes. It's got the white tapper in and of itself. Like, you know, this is sort of a card for an aggressive deck.
And I do like this at the top of the curve because 3 power is a pretty good effect. And you have seen people play like the 3/5 for 5 and be marginally okay.
Marginally happy with
the power toughness of the set is actually a little bit smaller than normal sets. And maybe that's just because we've been like going through cons block where everything is just like
ridiculous.
Yeah, they like have like infants bench pressing, right? Because like these cards are so
everything's a
all of them are
5/5
giant.
and a 4/4, and like anything smaller than that, you're like, it's crap because XYZ flips up into a huge beast.
Yeah, and so like the 3/4 stats are actually pretty good if you look at all the power toughnesses in the set.
Yeah.
And this might have been one of the first sets where I actually really looked at that because like you know I wanted to be informed for the set reviews. And the power and toughness looked unique to me. They looked smaller than usual, and then I just researched it, and it did look just a little bit smaller.
Well, I think particularly on the flyers, as you mentioned, and as we'll find out. I mean, you know, like there was a flyer, the Griffin that we saw. You know, that's a 2/2, but it turns into a 3/3. But you have to be attacking in order to get that bonus. Otherwise, it's just a 2/2. So it can only block as a 2/2. That's important.
Also, I think they just want other cards like from the last set to just feel like they were good. Like Dragons was a very successful set. Like they when those banners came out, they're like, you know, Dragons are coming to the Pro Tour. I'm like, wow, Wizards is just shameless. They'll say whatever they want. We're not going to play with Dragons.
Lol.
And then everyone played with Dragons, except us.
Yeah, I know, of course. When Theros leaves, I think we're kind of going to be in a Dragon Lord format. Like
maybe
maybe Zendikar, probably Zendikar's going to have some cray stuff. Don't get me wrong, but like those Dragon Lords are strong.
Yeah, but the last time we were in Zendikar, we were just like 1, 2, 3 curving. So,
Zendikar.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to bring
Zendikar drafted. I hope they're
links.
going to run it back, where it's just like 7 drops are completely unplayable in
Yeah,
that format.
unless they were kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She kicked it for 1,000,000 mana because it was late game.
Yep.
That was great. Anyway, this card is pretty sweet. It's a card you don't pick early, but it's a card you're probably going to enjoy. It seems better in draft because you're able to build a curve to it than in sealed, where you kind of sort of hope that it does enough when you get there.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that too. Like this is the kind of card that you want on the top of your curve, but in sealed, you do not want your curve to stop at 5
unless
unless it's like a busted pool.
Yeah, unless it's like the craziest aggro pool ever.
Yeah.
Hixis Prison Warden. This is a 5-mana 4/4 flash creature. When it deals combat damage, when a creature deals combat damage to you, when something hits you, if this thing entered the battlefield this turn, exile that creature until Hixis leaves the battlefield. So this is a trick. This is when they hit you, you play Hixis, and he gets rid of that guy for as long as you control him. It's sort of an Oblivion Ring, which means when he dies, the creature comes back. Or Banishing Light, if you will, for those new players. But regardless, it seems pretty freaking good and limited.
Yes, and this is also, like, when I saw this, not only is the flavor awesome, because they had to see the crime happen to put you in jail.
Sure.
But at the same time...
That's so cool.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, this is one of the most complex cards I've ever seen in a core set.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we have flip planeswalkers, or, you know, like, these sparked creatures.
Right.
But, like, this is a complex Magic card. Like, you can sometimes use it for its ability, you can sometimes flash it in to block, or do you want to, like, if they attack with a 5/5 and a 3/3, do you kill their 3/3, or do you imprison their 5/5? Like, there's some really big complexities to this card, and I was really impressed when I saw it. Like, you know, bravo to Wizards, where they were just like, we're done with the, like, beginner set or whatever they want.
Everything has to be X words or less, or X, you know, whatever
Yeah.
letters less. Like, this card does a lot of things. I remember when I first explained it to my buddy, he was just like, but what does it do? How does it work? Like, I had to kind of go back and be like, when they hit you, you get to remove that dude. And he's like, oh, that's really sweet. And I was like, yeah, man, that's a really sweet card.
And it comes on a super big body, too. So, yeah, I really like this card.
Yeah, very good. Crazy good and limited. Always play it. Easy first pick for me. High five. Knight of the Pilgrim's Road. 3-mana 3/2 with Renown 1. Good old fashioned.
Yeah, this card has been printed so many times, but now it has Renown, so it makes it a little bit better.
That's good. I like it. This is the aggro white deck just coming together. You want that lieutenant guy, you want this guy, you know, like you want to get in there as soon as you can.
Yeah, you need your general, you need your infantry.
See, you need your knights, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's all kind of comes together. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know what to say. Like, we've seen 3/2s for 3. Usually in white they're not that good, but because it has Renown, it makes it better.
Right. Normally they're just the 3/2s.
Yes,
and we're like,
your opponent's going to want to respect it, because later in the game, having a 4-power creature, you know, is really difficult because there's not a lot of 5 toughness spells or creatures. So I do like this card a lot.
Yeah, and when it's Renown, like, it's just, you know, it just goes up above and beyond what that 3-drop was supposed to be doing. And it's not terrible late, but, you know, it's good. So you'll definitely play it on the curve and draft. It seems fine and sealed.
Oh yeah, cards like this are always, like, decent. Like,
it's playable.
Yes, it trades down and up, but like that's not a bad thing.
Sure. Knight of the White Orchid. Yes, it comes back. 7 years. It's been 7 years since this 2/2 with first strike enters the battlefield. If they have more lands than you, you search your library for your planes. You put it on the battlefield untapped, by the way, which is important sometimes, and you catch up to them in mana, and that is good. That's good, clean living, as
Card
Mr.
sucks.
Chapin likes to say.
Card sucks.
What?
Let's go to the next one.
Oh.
Card might have beat me in the finals of Pro Tour and kept me from winning a title.
Yep, lots of money.
Lots of money.
Lots of money.
Yeah, it cost me $20,000, Knight of the White Orchid. $20,000. Are you gonna make it up to me? Probably not.
Well, you got to say for yourself,
Yeah.
huh? What's your excuse? Taking my money away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the draw, and I always had it. I always got him back into the game. Step links another White Orchid every time.
And I know, right? And so this is coming back, and you know Landfall's coming back, because that mechanic is insanely awesome. So,
well, I'm hoping it's not the same Landfall.
no, I mean,
You know, I have theories for what it's going to be, but
really?
I don't just want it to be like all the creatures get super big, super fast, and hit you in the face really hard.
Why not? That was awesome. That was super fun. It was super fun.
Everyone hated it.
No. Everyone you know hated it because I loved it.
You like Played a Geopian?
Yes.
I thought it was
awesome.
miserable.
It was a little miserable, but it wasn't that bad.
See, I was the one that was sipping my wine, searching for my batter skulls.
I'm just like, wee! Step links, red creatures. I mean, I hope, obviously all the triggers are going to be different, and that's fine. But, like, you know, like I love
Landfall
landfall.
will come
Landfall
back.
as a mechanic that you hope to draw a land is such a rare thing in Magic. Like I'm honestly surprised it took them so long. So they just kind of had to hold it until the next Zendikar block. And this guy is just going to be an all-star then. Like I think he probably needs Courser to leave for him to really shine. But once Courser gets out of here, this guy's just going to be
And there are
awesome.
so many powerful white cards that, I mean, we still have a set to be reprinted
Right.
for these effects, but this card is going to be phenomenal. Like we already have the Wingmate Rocks and the Archangels of Tides. Like the end game is there. Like we already know what that's going to be. We just need to know what the meat is of this deck. Like, you know.
The meat along with the...
No, we're not going there yet. No,
you
we're
already
too
went to
soon.
prowess. You already said prowess. Go. Knightly Valor. Seen this card before. A 5-mana aura enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, you put a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance on the battlefield. An enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has vigilance. This card is sweet.
Very easily first pickable. This is up in the first picks in limited.
It's
is
good.
super good because it replaces itself with a 2/2 vigilance.
Right.
And it lets your creature, like your biggest creature on the board right now, become even bigger and have vigilance.
And
so
have
it
vigilance.
has to be dealt with. Like, I don't really like enchantment creatures, or not enchantment creatures, auras.
Sure.
But when this one replaces itself immediately and gives you a vigilance creature and it's bigger, like this card killed people so often when it was out.
God, it's good.
It's
really good.
very, very good.
It's risky, just as you mentioned, because it's an enchant creature. But wow,
But-
the effect this thing has is just absurd.
And when you're on the play and play this on turn 5, it's not even bad if they kill your guy because you got in for a ton of damage. Now you have that 2/2 vigilance. And back then it was a common that you would play multiples of. So it'd just be like, okay, make my 2/2 a 4/4 vigilance, get a 2/2 attack you for 4.
Yep.
And it kind of just started this weird chain of as if you had 2 Nightly Valors, that's how the game was interacting for 2 turns, except now they have 8 life.
Oh.
And you're left with a 2/2 against their board position. They're out of removal spells.
Right.
And now you can like play anything else that you have.
Card is totally sweet.
It's very
and
good.
Easily pick early. You want to first pick it. It seems to be. This is like every color gets their premium uncommon,
Yes.
and this is certainly a candidate for the whites for the white cards.
This is one of the most powerful cards in the set for white.
Absolutely. Kiththeon's Irregulars. Now here's a nice bomb. 4 mana, 4/3 with Renown 1. 2 white : tap target creature. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just really happy that like after Jeskai Ascendancy and all these ascendancies that like all the new cards are trying to do their best ascendancy pose.
Nice.
Like they all are, right?
They're all
There's
just
so many of them now.
I know, right?
Like,
They
you
all,
look
they all
through
have
it,
their own Kung Fu Panda-esque
Yep.
lineup, if you will.
Yeah, but wonderful card, unbelievable and limited. Might see constructed play after rotation. Once we get rid of Bioblight, once we have a better curve, once things slow down, once Rhino doesn't have all his friends.
Yeah, Rhino's got lots of friends, and 4/3 is kind of awkward, but this, like, in limited, this thing is ridiculous, and easily first pick, windmill slam, yada yada. I do, like, well, because I love white aggressive decks, it's the Craig Westco that lives deep down inside, and I want this to be good in standard. I just don't know if it ever will be.
I mean, post rotation, I would give it a shot. Like, I will test it. Like, I'm not going to touch it going into Pro Tour Origins. Like
Not
there's
even want to bother.
No, there's so many good 4-drops. There's so many good 5-drops. Like I just actually posted this in my team.
Like your super private team.
Yeah, my super private. No one even knows what our name is or who's on it. But I posted the person who talks me out of playing Elvish Mystic at this Pro Tour gets 5% of me. Because if they have something so amazing that gets me off Elvish Mystic,
just you're good. Here's some money. Yep, you got me. Well, we'll see. But again, this is a card that I want to be good in a constructed format because it's a sweet white aggressive card.
yeah.
And I love it. Kiththeon's Tactics, however, is a 2 white and a colorless sorcery. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. If there's spell mastery going on, they also gain vigilance. That's fine. This effect's always been kind of meh, but
It's still meh.
because it's sorcery. Because your opponent knows what's happening and knows it's coming to get you. The white one that had rebound, it was 4 mana. Is that correct? As I recall, a white and 3 colorless. But it had rebound, so you got it twice. Now you only get it once, and they might get vigilance. Like, it just seems way worse.
Yeah, this card is not that good. You play it in a deck that's like 19 or 20 creatures, and you just need some spells. I mean, if you just curve out and just keep casting things, and all of your things are bigger.
Sure.
But
When you have things and your things get bigger, positive.
yes, but if you don't have things, and your not things get bigger, negative.
Sadness.
Yes.
This card is bad. Mighty Leap. Oh, it's been a while since we've seen the old flying elephant.
Has it?
Yeah.
Hasn't it just been Modern Masters?
Well, fine. It's been a set. Shut up.
Didn't we talk about this like 2 months ago?
Maybe. White and colorless instant. Target creature +2/+2 and fly until end of turn. Fine combat trick. Fine finisher type card. It's good.
Yeah, it throws an elephant in the air and blocks just like the art portrays. Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like this art is outside assistance.
What?
And they should not allow it.
Oh, right.
It is
They're
actually
it's
telling you
showing
to take your elephant in the air.
Take the elefante, raise him up.
Yeah, and as you guys know, some of you might not know, in competitive Magic, you're not allowed to have your cards proxied or altered in any way that would help you with gameplay. For example, like a Dark Confidant, where you have to reveal and take life equal to the casting cost. You could not write upkeep on your Dark Confidant.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that would be outside assistance.
Huh.
Yeah.
And this one, like Josh Groban style.
Yeah, just
raise it up.
Raise it up.
Yeah, and it's just telling you what to do.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Clear as day.
I want a big piece of black tape right over it. Just
Yep.
Nope. No outside assistance for you.
Wizards, I would like you to do something about this.
Right.
I'm going to send you an angry letter.
No, you're not. Murder investigation.
I'm hoping one of you is watching this now.
No, they are. You know that. Like, if you put your life into a set, you're going to listen to these nerds talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
They're so wrong.
You
Sorry,
don't
go.
even know what they're talking about. Murder investigation. I love this card the first time I saw it. I think it's super flavorful. A white and a colorless aura. Enchant creature you control. That's important. But when it dies, you get X/1/1 soldiers, which is X equal to its power.
Yes, so
Card's good.
what it says is when you die, people will come to figure out why you died.
A lot of them, in fact.
A lot. Well, no, it depends.
Depends on if you were
It
powerful
just
or
it
not.
depends on if you're
Man,
relevant.
The flavor is so sick in
Yeah.
this. The more power you have, the more people care.
Yeah.
That's how it works, in just
Now I feel
society.
worse about myself.
What?
Now just thinking about like life in general. Like,
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
How many
Like-
people would investigate my murder?
Like a dude. Like
Just one dude? No, I won't even get like some,
Is this where we make a fat butt joke? Is that
no,
where we're at here?
No.
Hey,
I was trying to make my best like
triggers prowess. It's all right. So let's back up just a little bit. Let's talk a little bit of strategy. I think Murder Investigation is a very good card.
I think it's bad.
I think you get a lot of value out of it, and I enjoy it. I'm not going to pick it early. I'm not going to say I'm going to win no slam anything. I'm going to say I enjoy playing it, particularly in a green-white deck that has very high power creatures. Thanks, chum.
You're welcome.
God. Patron of the Valiant is a 5-mana 4/4 flyer as an uncommon. Let's just say it's already incredibly playable. But when it enters the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. So this is kind of subtly talking about Renown while not talking about Renown, but it's talking about Renown.
Yes.
But
That is like one of the only ways to put counters on, except for like some creatures that like when something dies, put a counter on it.
Right.
There's not many effects that put counters on outside of renowned creatures.
Yeah, and I just don't care what the words were after I saw 2 white and 3 colorless with 4/4 flyer. I will always play this in limited, unless those words just made it bad. But if it doesn't, I don't really care. It's just like sing a rhyme, sing a verse of "Don't Stop Believing," and I'm like, all right, you're in.
Yep.
Just a boy in a lonely world, buddy. Relic Seeker is not Stoneforge Mystic. A white and a colorless 2/2 with Renown 1. And if it becomes Renown, if you actually get to hit him with this guy, you get to make him a 3/3 and you get to go find an equipment. Now, this isn't a world where we're waiting for Scars of Mirrodin. This isn't a world where you're like, oh my god, like if I can just get in with this guy, I get to find a Batterskull and put the Batterskull into play. He only does 1/2, and he only does 1/2 when you hit them. It's just like, could you have powered it down any further?
I mean, it's not even Relic Seeker's fault.
It's all his fault.
No,
it's his fault.
no.
He's fine, Elspeth.
Yeah.
Sorry. He's like, what's going on with this?
Attack with
That's
Relic
weird.
Seeker, renown it, trigger it, go search my library, fail to find, because there isn't an equipment worth playing in Standard.
No, there is not.
Not a single one.
Not a freaking one, man.
They're all bad.
I
So,
mean-
like a couple people have been like, what about that one that I forgot the name that we'll get to, where when it attacks you search for land? I'm like, so I've invested 4 mana to get +1/+1
Oh
and
god,
now
I hate that card so much. I have no idea why people like that stupid card. I don't get it.
Because lands are sweet.
Lands are sweet. I don't know why I'm paying 4 mana for this marginal effect in the rampant growth. We'll get to it. Either way, I don't know. I mean, like, I thought people got like excited about it for like 5 minutes, and then they were like, wait a minute.
Well, of course, it's doing its best Stoneforge impression.
It sure is.
Yeah.
You know, if only it were like sitting like this to like really, you know, kind of at least look like
Or it could just be Stoneforge Mystic, and they just troll us because it wouldn't see play. Dude, if they made Stoneforge Mystic, it still wouldn't see play.
Stoneforge Mystic only saw marginal play until they decided to go completely insane.
I don't even believe that.
You remember it used to get Basilisk Collar? It used to get Behemoth Sledge?
Yeah, I played that at that Pro Tour.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
But that was more or less all it was doing, and that was okay. It was when we went to Batterskull.
It top aided
Yes, it
like
did.
80% of the tournaments, at least one deck playing it,
Sure.
until we got to
Batterskull.
no.
Or New Phyrexia. Oh no, sort of Feast and Famine.
Yeah,
Then
sort of
everything
Feast
went
Famine.
completely
Then
nuts.
it went nuts. Yeah.
Oh god, that was ridiculous.
Batterskull was when it got too absurd.
Oh god, Wizards, what were you doing?
I'll play this black aggressive deck, and I'll try to get under you, and then I'll be like, I will put a 4/4 Vigilance Lifelink into play, kill your guy, and gain 4 life before
Right.
you get to play 4 mana.
Before you get to your Phyrexian Obliterators. Like,
Yeah.
Oh god, how absurd was that? Anyway, Relic Seeker just not good. I
Nope.
mean, even in draft, you just like it's a bear. It's a bear that has renown at that point. Like
It's better in limited because it's a bear, and you equipment
if
aren't
you have
terrible.
if you have some equipment, it's okay.
Yeah, you can get the one like the throwing knives where you can just sacrifice it right away.
Oh yeah.
They're so bad. Why wouldn't they give us real equipment?
Bad. Because this is what they do. They make things bad for a while so they can make things good and we can flip out over them. Sentinel of the Eternal Watch. 6 mana, 4/6, 5 and a white rather. For a 4/6 vigilance, at the beginning of combat on each opponent's turn, you tap a creature that player controls. This card is kind of a house.
It is very good, and you're seeing the theme of white as just being the big jerk
Just
in combat.
nah.
Just
Nah.
that's tapped, that's tapped.
Doing that. No.
Yeah, my
Prevent.
guy's got vigilance and +2/+2, but your guy can't even get into combat.
Lol.
Yeah, this card's unbelievably good.
This card is amazing.
Yeah.
This card, actually, I don't know, man. Knightly Valor versus this guy. For your power uncommon, this card is crazy. I mean, look at those stats, man.
No,
You don't see these numbers on any of the cards we were talking about.
This is gigantic for a reason. It's a bomb in the format, but I would take some playing to know if Knightly Valor this is better, because I remember Knightly Valor, and that card was disgusting.
That card was, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It was
But this
insane.
card is very good.
This is a giant soldier, and it is giant. It is really good. Always play, pick early, and love it. Sigil of the Empty Throne. Now, I did note this 5-mana enchantment, 2 white, 3 colorless. When you cast an enchantment, you put a 4/4 white angel with flying onto the battlefield, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
I did mention in the Magic Show that you can play it with Starfield of Nicks, because you can. And certainly, they're both enchantments and they work good. Now, if you bring an enchantment back from your graveyard to play, you didn't cast it, so you don't get an angel.
No.
But my point was, if Sigil of the Empty Throne lives with a Starfield of Nicks deck, you're going to have a bunch of enchantments anyway.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you want. And this is where they let you, just kind of go hog wild with Theros, the enchantment block, with those 2 cards that work so well together.
Yeah, oddly enough, this conversation came up today, earlier, when we did a Versus video, because BBD played a deck where at the end of it, he's like, man, all the cards that weren't enchantments in my deck were really good.
Nice.
But, like, Sigil
That
and...
weren't.
Yeah, that
Nice.
weren't enchantments. But, Sigil is good when you have a lot of resources, and Star of Nicks, what's it called?
Starfield of Nicks.
Starfield of Nicks is really good when you are low on resources. So, like, having a split on them is good because it's kind of a hedge.
Mm-hmm.
And both will probably get triggered if, you're not dead.
How many enchantments do you have to have, or how many enchantments do you have to play in your seal deck to make this playable?
All right, I have a follow-up question before I answer.
Okay.
Is your name Aliantrazi?
No, well, there was that one time in college, but no.
Okay.
Okay.
Because if your name is Aliantrazi, 1? 2 maybe?
Just the sickest run goods ever? Yeah, and then
No.
he'll-
Just because it's his token. Because he
Oh,
has to
of
play with
course.
his angel token.
Yeah, it's where he's protecting his baby and stuff.
Exactly.
That's sweet.
So, like, just because he chose Angel and Sigil of the Empty Throne became a standard Magic card,
Yes.
I can guarantee for the next 9 months he will not win another Invitational.
Oh my god. Because he just has to play with his token. He just has to play with it. God. Okay. Stalwart Avon. I love this guy. A white and 2 colorless 1/3 flyer with a Renown 1. This card is sweet.
Yeah, very good.
I love this card. Play every single one you can. This is the card where I'm just like, can you believe I got like 4 of these guys in my deck? The card is amazing.
There were core sets where a 1/3 for 3 was just playable.
Was
It
fine.
was just good.
Yeah.
And now it just becomes a 2/4.
Oh, That's amazing.
It's very good magic card. And 2/4s are really hard to attack into too. So once you turn it into 2/4, you can block with it.
Right, you block with it all day. I mean, there's lots of 3-power guys that this can
You
block.
nightly Valor it and just start getting in there.
Oh, yeah. Just make it happen. And he's
Yeah.
a 4/6. Oh, God. You got a 2/2 night token as well because business. That's right. Card is
That's good.
great. Pick it early, play it always.
It blocks dead children all day long.
It kills the dead children again. Don't just kill them once, kill them twice. Starfield of Nicks, God. Starfield of Nicks. This thing has a lot of words on it. White and 4 colorless enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's good. And as long as you control 5 or more enchantments, each other non-aura enchantment you control is a creature in addition to its other types and has a base power and base toughness equal to its converted mana cost, also known as obsolescence.
Now, you would think that that is just a waste of ink to
Whew,
be put on a card.
That's a lot of words
But
there.
today, in the first video that I talked about, I did die to a Vanishing Light.
Did you?
I did.
He played the thing and touched the thing and did the stuff and turned them sideways?
And I died to a Vanishing Light with an Ugin underneath it. It was embarrassing.
Oh!
It was very embarrassing.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah.
That's so good. I like it. I love this card. I think this card is its own archetype, and you kind of proved it based on what you were just talking about.
I had some bad draws.
Fine. Obsolescence is a good card when all the stars align, if you will.
Yes. When all the stars align.
I don't know. As soon as I saw this card, I was like, I love everything about this card. I think it's totally sweet. I think the artwork is absolutely amazing.
Well, I mean, I was going to go to that, actually. If you just want to keep talking about the magic cards, I was just going to talk the art. This is the first piece of art that I would want to own. And, you know, like, can we, you know, you're the guy that make it work. Can we get some lithographs with this? Like, probably not, but.
Tyler Jacobson, bruh.
Because I think that this is the coolest art. Theros Block is one of my favorite sets after really getting into the Vorthos. It was the first time I ever really got into the storyline of Theros Block. And mostly that's because of how the gods were only things if enough people believed in them.
Right.
And that worked with the design of devotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, well,
I mean,
we
they
can
even-
believe in gods on Earth, but it doesn't make them exist. But on there, they all have magic. And if they believe in things and they're magical, they can create them.
Dude.
And I was like, Zach Hill was telling me that when we were like teaming together at a GP in the room, and I was just like, whoa. Yeah.
Well, like the word devotion works with the gods. They don't exist until, it's so sweet.
Yeah, when Zach Hill finds someone that wants to listen to him talk about magic, man, he loves life.
Dude, I love this.
No, I mean, everyone likes to listen to, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just an intimate one-on-one setting where you're just like, more.
Yeah.
He'll keep going.
Dude, I know. Me and
Yeah.
him, we went for like, God, what was it, like 2 hours or something ridiculous talking about some
You
Theros cards?
talk to somebody for 2 hours straight in your life?
Really?
That is absurd.
Oh my God, about magic
About
cards?
magic? No,
cards?
I don't believe you.
Card's good. Amazing. I love it. All right, so let's back up just a second. Starfield, because sometimes we forget. Starfield of Nicks playability in limited. Tell me.
No.
No?
No.
No?
I mean, you would have to have like a lot.
How many is a lot?
Like 7? There's no enchantment creatures either, so like it's hard to make them good, and if they die, like you can't get coursers or eidolons or doomweight giants. Like you're getting like my creature now gets to tap your creature.
I get my murder
Like
investigation
Nightly
back.
Valor is a good one to get back, but like
Sure.
you don't want to build a theme around it, and it's 5 mana, do nothing until your next turn. So I guess there is weight of the whatever, the -3, -2.
Yeah, from the black.
I'll come back to it. Ask me at the end.
Fine. No, you won't. And then you know what I'm going to forget?
Yep.
You're banking on it. God. Suppression bonds, a white and 3 colorless, enchant non-land permanent, not just a creature,
Yeah.
but anything that is non-land, and the permanent cannot attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So,
Bad Faith Feathers.
yeah.
Just strictly in every way.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
pretty
they
much
just
right
cut
there.
a lot of things off of it.
Man, Faith
Like you
Feathers
could
was
hit a
sick.
Celestial Colonnade.
Yes.
Like I am gonna be so mad that this doesn't have gain 4 life and target a land if you make manlands again, Wizards, because I hate manlands,
Oh.
and Faith's Fetters was the only thing that kept me sane during that
Can I
process.
bet on manlands in the Zendikar block?
No.
Oh man, you
They
know
were,
they're
they
gonna,
were in the last block of that.
No, you know they're gonna make the enemy colored ones now. You know they are.
I mean, they made them in the last World Wake, right?
Yeah.
That's when they came out.
Yes.
So like, no, I would never bank on that.
Come on, I want an easy
Like,
one.
yeah, pie bets on landfall, pie bets on that, pie bets on cards that make me really mad.
I bet there'll be blue cards in Zendikar. You
No
know?
way.
What, man? Sometimes you want them easy, and sometimes every once in a while you're like, dig through time's not good.
So what this means to me, though, is that
This is white removal. This is good. There's nothing bad about this card.
Yeah,
in
no, it's
terms of-
great and limited.
In limited, it's very good.
But
it's
what
very playable.
what I'm afraid of is this isn't Faith's Fetters, and
Right.
now Faith's Fetters, for anyone that doesn't know, was just this exact card, didn't say non-land permanents, and just had gain 4 life on it. so it could hit a planeswalker, and that's what this is doing. Like, you can throw this on like a Gideon and be like, nope, sorry, bro.
Thanks.
And that was really good. And Face Fighter with the life gain was really powerful back then. But
it was.
But what this makes me fear is like there's no Banishing Light in the set.
Right.
And so like, what if this is the new like anti-planeswalker removal?
4 mana?
Well, what happens like when we keep going? What if they keep this like flip planeswalker thing going? Maybe it's not just Origins.
Oh, there's no way they want to keep that.
Well, you have to
going.
have good removal for that, and like we're losing Banishing Light.
Well, and that's not if they don't print Banishing Light in Zendikar. That's first.
But we're losing Downfall.
So get out of here, Downfall. Meh. What? Just get out of here. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. Look, we've already talked about there's no Doomblades in this set. How things are situational. Even this is situational. It can't stop a man land.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the fact that not all removal has to be just the catch-all. And Hero's Downfall is just kill a thing. Kill the best thing on the board. And I'm kind of tired of living in that world.
I'm not, because I don't even cast that card, but when my Xenagos just lives, they are dead. They are just
super
stone dead. And Downfall was like one of their only answers. So if I go Xenagos and then I go Downfall, I'm like, good luck ever winning this game. Here's a Genesis Hydra for 19.
Woo!
Like,
they're dead. Their kids are dead. You burn their house to the ground. You know.
And I just sit back and watch the world burn while sipping a Mai Tai.
Oh, sweet. Swift Reckoning. White and a color sorcery. Spell Mastery. You can play it as though it had flash if you do have Spell Mastery. And otherwise, you destroy target tapped creature. This is white removal. This is good. This is playable.
Good removal.
This is, I mean, you have Spell Mastery. It's obviously fantastic. And it feels like white's going to have it a lot more than some of the other colors, particularly green, obviously.
And finally, removal spell that can kill a Gaia's Revenge.
Nice. You and that Gaia's Revenge. When we get there, when we finally get there, green's the last color we're going to talk about. We're going to have mentioned it multiple times.
Well, I was just testing you, and you failed.
Because I didn't flip out. I flipped out the first time.
No, it doesn't kill it.
Because
nothing kills Gaia's Revenge.
what does Gaia's Revenge say again?
It can't be the target of spells or abilities that aren't green.
Oh, that aren't green. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, wow. Oh,
yeah.
God. Oh,
yeah.
God. Gaia's Revenge is so sweet.
I know.
I love that card. I'm glad it's back. Swift Reckoning, however, has white removal. Pick it early. Play it always. It's good.
Yes, it's very good. Premium.
Topin Freeblade, a white and a colorless for a 2/2 vigilance with Renown 1. That's a good bear.
Yes.
That's a bear's bear right there. That's a man's bear. And a woman's bear.
It's a woman's bear.
It's a woman's bear. It's a woman's world, and it's her bear.
Yes.
Yep. There you go. Always play it. Super good. Great in your curve. I mean, I'm never going to be unhappy getting multiples of this card.
Nope.
Like, I love bears in limited anyway, and, you know,
and I just want you to know, if you are a Dagger salesman, she gets them for free.
She gets all the daggers.
For free.
Dagger.
I have an accent. Thank you for bringing it up. I'm self-conscious about it. Thank you. Actually, digress.
All right, well, this is Totem Guide Hartebeast, and it is a white and 4 colors for your 2/5. Here's some battlefield. You search your library for an aura, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. So this is a card that goes along with White's enchantment themes. It goes and finds one. There's plenty to find. This goes and finds.
A good one.
Yeah, this goes and finds your Nightly Valor, man. You fist pumping.
Yes.
It's fist pump time.
Then you have a 4/7 vigilance.
Got your 4/7.
And you don't lose anything because of it.
I'm like, hell for it's a 2/5.
To be fair, I do have a funny story. At one of the last GPs, yes, meeting Magic show fans is so great, and it's because they're just so much more. They're just so much fun.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm out in the trenches a lot more than you are.
You certainly are.
And so one time, a guy comes up and he's like, "This girl I know, she wants you to sign her cards, but she's a little nervous." I'm like, "Okay, that's funny." Whenever people say that, it's so funny.
I know, I love it. It's like it's cool.
It's like we're normal people too.
We're just dudes.
We just are in this position.
Exactly.
That's it. It's not like when we're done here and be like, high five, we're so awesome.
All right,
To be fair, we do that
suits
too.
on,
But
getting our Lambos and
what are you, Lamborghini? No, I'm on helicopters now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was
I've
thinking
loved
Ferraris, but I went to Lambo.
Platinum. It's,
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh.
We're on helicopters now.
Let's just drop that right there. I'm sorry, I'm platinum and you're dirt.
But anyway, she comes over and I'm like, "So what would you want me to sign?" And she's just like, "All of my dragons." And I was just like, "Why all your dragons?" She starts handing me Ojitas. I'm like, "I've never even played this card." And I guess I played it this weekend, but I went 1-3. There's no way anyone knows that.
Right.
You know? And
Sure.
And she's like, "No, I'm from the Midwest too." And all my friends make fun of me for saying dragons. And so, like, I'm for saving grace on that. Like,
Nice.
she could be like, "Brad says it too."
Brad said dragons, I can say dragons. And I were like, dragons.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing. Y'all, this card's good. 2 white,
Tragic arrogance.
Tragic.
Just like what we're doing now.
Yes, it is so tragic, boys and girls. 2 white and 3 colorless sorcery. For each player, you choose among the permanents that player controls an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, a planeswalker. They sacrifice all of their non-land. No. If it said land, when I first read it, I was on Twitter and I was just like,
thought it was Cataclysm?
oh my God, Cataclysm for 1 more mana? No.
They'll never do it, and they shouldn't.
No, and they shouldn't. And I know, like, they know better. I should have known better. And then when I read it again, I was like, oh, okay.
I have worked really hard on making sure that I keep my composure when I lose at tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, when you take the final blow, you're like, you don't say anything, insulting, but you're just kind of salty. You're like, I need 5 minutes, and then I'll be fine, right?
You're shoving.
But when I lose to a Death and Tax player when they kill all of my lands, I flip the table and yell and hope a judge didn't see. Oh, it's the only thing that makes me mad. Is like Cataclysm, all your sorry. We're going to get a beat for that.
Brad!
I mean it. Like, it's irrational. I hate Death and Taxes with a passion.
Sure.
And so if this said land, I might just quit until it rotates.
Oh.
It would be the worst card in the format.
It would absolutely be the most miserable thing ever to play against.
Yep.
It would be the worst. So, and Wizards knows that. Thanks, Wizards. Because now it's just a bad card.
Yep.
Now that they keep their best thing, even if you choose, like, they still keep a thing. It's not like they keep nothing. You keep your best things, they keep their worst things, but often they're not that bad, and it's not good enough.
So, like, wait, what you're saying is I keep my 1 Planeswalker? And
it's like, you have
a Courser and an Elf, and I don't think you can choose, like, maybe you can choose creature and enchantment at the same permanent?
Well, you could choose a creature and enchantment at the same permanent, sure. Because
Probably,
you're just trying to fulfill all the things, which I get, but, like, it's all right. So
no.
All right. No. He said no. You know what I was about to say. He said no. Valor and Akros, a white and 3 colorless enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
No.
Really?
It doesn't do anything on its own.
Yeah, it does nothing. This card is a terrible top deck.
Yeah.
It makes you feel bad. It's one of those.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, it's just like if a card doesn't have its own abilities to interact with the game, you shouldn't play it unless it's like this like end spell, like an overrun type effect, or a really good type of that kind of effect. But if it's just something like on curve, like this doesn't even help you on curve. Like if you play it and then they're like, oh, stabilize or kill that thing, then you need to play more creatures, and it doesn't help those creatures that came into play that turn next turn.
It doesn't give them haste or anything. It's just like, well, it boosted them, and then the boost is gone, and it's your turn.
Yeah, maybe if Raise the Alarm was in the format, so it's a little more tricky, and there was more tokens and instant speed and flash, but like for the most part, this card is a stinker. No, I said if Raise the Alarm was in the set.
No, I know. I'm just like, it's not, so it's meh.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Viren Wingmare, My Little Pony, if you will. Thanks. Person on Twitter, I think it was, and or YouTube, I can't remember. White and 2 colorless, 2/1 flyer. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. What's up, Glow Rider?
Yeah.
What's up, bro? How about we just make you better? How about this Legion's Rare just becomes a better rare?
Which card?
Glow Rider. Glow Rider is literally this card without flying.
Oh,
same cost.
I went to Thalia.
Now, yeah, and most people do because that's the most recent version of it, and that was sort of where everyone was talking at the time. It's like, well, it's a better Glow Rider in terms of like but it's legendary. You can only play one of them. Whereas Viren Wingmare, Glow Rider, you can play as many as you want that you have in your hand, and the control player just gets more and more set behind trying to get rid of these things so they can actually play their game.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. I love this card. I think this card is sweet.
Yeah, people keep talking about how it's not that good, and I don't really understand why, because the problem with Thalia and why it did not see so much play in the format was because a 2/1 for 2 got invalidated so early.
Because I had no evasion.
Yeah, because this has flying, so against like it can do something kind of against like a green-red devotion deck, right? More than Thalia will ever do.
Yeah.
And it can stop them from playing a Xenagos for an extra turn. And it can, get a Dramoka's Command counter and attack the Xenagos when it finally does come into play.
Sure.
Sure, it might make your collected company cost 1 more, or you get it off the company. Yeah. But I do think that this card is decent, and if Abzan has to pay a lot more for all their spells, they get pretty bad.
They get pretty bad pretty fast.
Yeah.
Like, they really use all of their resources quite a bit. And
they have so many tap lands.
Yeah, I mean, this is the card that, like, I played White Weenie from the moment I played Magic, and I'm like, I love cards like this because it allows white aggressive decks to really have a tool against control decks, just to put them back. Sometimes all you need is that one extra turn that it gives you.
I bet that this is at least one copy of this is in Wesco's deck at the Pro Tour.
Wait, you're betting
I
that
get the side that it is in his deck.
Next. War Oracle. Now, so if we have to tell you guys, play this card.
Yes.
It's good.
It's
really
very good.
It's good in sealed. It's good in draft.
Just because it hurts you does not mean it doesn't hurt them, but you're the one with the 2/1 flyer.
That is correct. War Oracle. 2 white and 2 colorless. 3/3. Lifelink, Renown 1. Good, solid magic card.
Yes. This is the filet mignon and stuffed potato of magic card.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Just name the meat something else. It's fine. It's whatever. You know,
I'm never going there.
And cheddar and broccoli, you know, whatever. Okay. But it's good. This is a very good card in limited. I love it. I'll play every copy I can get a hold of.
Yeah.
This card is super sweet.
I mean, that Vampire Outcast, I think, or whatever it was called, was so good in like M something draft.
I'm glad we don't have to try to remember the M somethings anymore.
Like, I think it was 12.
I really am. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was 12.
Sure, it was 12.
It was at that Pro Tour I did really bad at. So between M12 and M14 and 15 now that we're counting.
Sadness,
Yeah.
no sadness. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Right. So
whatever.
I know it wasn't M11.
You know it wasn't M11 because, yeah, you crushed that one. Okay.
But, yeah, this card is phenomenal. 4/4 for 4 lifelink. I don't really think we need to explain why that is good.
It's good. Yoked Ox, 1 white for an 0/4. Yes, for short words.
Why couldn't they just give us a Traveler's Amulet or whatever it was called, the equipment, Explorer Scope?
Explorer Scope.
We're going back to Zendikar.
Yes,
Maybe
we
they
are.
will.
You know they're going to.
But they have to give us Yoked Ox to...
Yoked. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's terrible.
It's a bad card. You need a bad card. Why do you need a bad card, Brad?
Because they hate us.
That's why.
Yeah,
Thanks,
because
Brad.
Wizards hates us.
Wizard hates you. Kill the children, put them on cards. Alchemist's Vial, 2 colorless, enters the battlefield, you draw a card, 1 tap sack, target creature can't attack or block this turn.
This is pretty good.
This seems fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
I mean...
it draws the card. That's the important part.
Yeah, if
it didn't draw a
triggers
card...
prowess. It fuels Delve.
I hate everything about the words just came out of your mouth. I don't know, man. All I'm saying is if the thing didn't draw a card, we would be like, no, I really want to pay 2 mana for that effect? But no, the fact that it basically cycles, you know, when you play it.
It's another card that tells you how to play it. It says put it in a blue-red deck.
Oh, it's got the colors right there.
Yep.
I need more tape. I need more tape
Yep.
right across it. Stop it, Wizards. There's too much outside assistance.
Yep.
It's good. It's sweet, though. I mean, this is a card that, because if you play multiples, you're just drawing cards. You're just messing with combat. You're able to get through, like, you know, stalls, essentially. Like, you know,
I think
one monster, sure.
I think that this card is very good in a non-aggressive deck that needs more 2-drops. Like, I feel like this card is playable in limited, and I don't know exactly, like, I don't think you want a lot of copies of it, but it is something that replaces itself for 3 mana, but also can stop a creature from attacking.
Sure.
So it's like gain 4 life, draw a card for 3 mana, sorcery speed. Don't go there.
Don't.
Okay.
I
went there.
Just drive by. Just go, no, I see the exit, and I'm not going there.
I went there.
God, you would. Alhamarit's Archive. 5 mana legendary archive. If you legendary artifact rather. If you gain life, you gain twice as much. If you would draw a card except for the first one you draw of your draw steps, you draw 2 cards instead.
Oh, see, I totally misread this when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I thought it was like if you would dirtle twice as hard.
Oh yeah.
And if you would dirtle past your first draw step, dirtle twice as much.
If you would like my Gird, you would like my Gird.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. This is like the best. This is one of the most like awesome casual cards I've ever seen. This is like an EDH player. This is a commander's dream. I did it. You don't you judge me. Don't you judge me.
Did we go through all our old tricks in the first video?
I know.
We'll have nothing.
No, man. The tank is empty,
Evolve,
sir.
meat and potatoes.
Yep.
Prowess.
We mentioned the Evolve thing.
Yep.
Return to Ravnica. Man, we went through the list. And Alhamarit's Archive is just a card that all casual players want to put one of them in their commander deck. It helps a whole bunch of people, or it doesn't help a whole bunch of people. It helps all your spells just be better, and that's fantastic.
Tom played this on turn 6 in Treasure Cruise today in a Versa video.
Did he really?
Then died.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Wow. Talk about a brew, man.
Yep.
So this is a card that's like, it's like a $10 card, even though it's never going to hit constructed, because like it's just a casual all-star.
Like Coat of Arms. That was the first time I understood about the casual market.
Yeah.
I was just like going through, and for some reason I got to Coat of Arms, and I'm like, 25 what? Like how? Like I start looking through like extended.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, was there an extended deck? Did I miss something from this weekend?
Nice. No.
Nope.
Just the casual pull is strong. This is one of those cards that if you pull it, don't play it. Just trade it. Or if you're a casual player, if you like Commander, I think this card's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a standard all-star.
Shut up.
Everyone should play it in standard.
Everyone's
Everyone going to Chicago should play that card.
Everyone should-
Trust me, I'm Brad Nelson.
herp and derp. While you herp derp. Angel's Tomb is a 3-mana artifact. When a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it becomes a 3/3 white angel with flying, and that's good.
Yes, this card is actually very good.
Very good.
Halcyon Glaze, I think it was called. From
Halcyon?
Ravnica. Halcyon, whatever. Dragon. Yeah. When I mispronounce things, I just, it's
You
my
go
accent.
all the way.
It's my
You go
accent.
all the
It's-
way.
it's-
No, I know. And
Yeah,
that's,
that wasn't my accent. That
I
was
have
just.
no, but I have a terrible accent, therefore I get to make fun of it too.
Oh yeah, well that wasn't. That was just me being dumb.
Fine,
But,
it's a good Magic card. I like Angel's Tomb a lot.
Yeah, this card is very playable. You want it in a high density of creatures, but that's okay because it's a 3/3 flyer that they have to respect. They can't kill it with sorcery speed removal, which is very important.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's extremely important, and it's just great on the curve. Like, you're not going to block with your 3/3 for 3 flyer anyway. So I mean, unless you can chump. But they would never make a colorless 3/3 for 3 without a drawback, and its drawback isn't even that bad. It's like, do you like creatures? Do you need them to win the game? Well, how many times do you have to attack with this? Probably less than the amount of creatures in your deck.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a card that it just keeps sort of providing value and keeps getting around things that, like dealing damage to all creatures get minus whatever, like this is a card that gets around all those things and is surprisingly resilient because of it.
But it does have diminishing returns.
I mean,
Because they don't trigger each other.
Yeah, they don't trigger each other. Like, if you have like 2 or whatever, it's not the greatest, but when you have 2 and you draw that 1 creature, you feel good about it. Oops. Right by Bonded Construct.
As we should have.
As we really should have. Hey, what about those Savannah Line stats? Can we just put them on an artifact creature and make it crap?
Everyone gets a Savannah Lines. Doesn't everyone already have a Savannah Lines?
Everyone
yes.
has a Savannah Line.
Everyone actually does have a Savannah Lines in this format except for green.
Sad.
And now it has one.
I guess. Ugh. Card is bad.
Yeah, I mean, it could potentially see play because there are a lot of sweet artifact aggressive things going on. And just hear me out. Just hear me out.
And are we talking about limited?
No standard.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. We're trying to sell the cards.
Oh,
man.
okay, right. Yeah. Buy this common. Yeah. That's going to keep the lights on. Buy the common. Jesus, this card is crap. I'm not even going to spend any more
There's
time
Spring
on it.
Leaf Drum. There's Ornithopter.
Shut up. You don't attack with a Spring Leaf Drum, Brad. What are you talking about?
There's the artifact that whenever you hit them, you draw cards.
Uh-huh.
There's the one,
There's
the
the one.
Master Warcraft or whatever, 2 mana. Whenever you tap everything, you draw 2. Or draw 1.
I bet I can stop listening before you do.
I think you already have.
I
Oh,
sure
wow, a new card.
Hey, look, a Brawler's Plate. 3 mana for an equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has trample. You equip for 4 mana. Yes, those numbers are very high, but in limited, you don't really care.
And in a hyper-aggressive deck that doesn't have a top end, they actually like equipment like this.
Yeah.
Because it does make your really cheap cards better in the late game after they've dealt some damage.
Yeah.
And so this card doesn't look that good, but it actually is.
It'll play very, very well. That's
Yeah.
one of those, looks bad, plays great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Blood Curse Knight. Black, white, and a colorless for a 3/2. As long as you control an enchantment, it's a 4/3 and has lifelink.
It's okay.
That seems pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, it might actually be standard playable. Like, I'm not talking like top tables, forcing you to keep your cards unflipped.
Oh,
like,
jeez.
like this is.
And then he played the Blood Curse Knight, and it was like, oh, snap.
Yeah, I mean, you got like the coin purse thing, the 2 mana enchantment creature.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
Yeah, and you have this card like
All right.
Black. I don't know if you go to F&M much, but I know the metagames. And
Oh,
Black White
here we go.
Warriors is everywhere.
It's a great deck for
Yeah.
F&M. It's one of those that Wizards really wanted, I think, to make a bigger splash than standard in terms of like a very, very competitive deck. But it's a fun deck, and there's all sorts of pieces that go together. And because it's not that good in standard, it's all pretty cheap.
Yeah, when I heard that Wizards was like, yeah, we just didn't know Hornets Queen was like a thing. You know, and I
Like,
was
it
just
was
like,
like-
you monsters.
You don't know what you've done in my life. Yeah, I saw that, crushed dreams, bro.
Yeah.
I saw it. It's pretty sad.
Oh no, they split.
They did?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mhm.
Either way, Blood Curse Knight, fine man, 3 mana 3/2 is okay. If it gets the bonus, it gets really crazy. Which
Yeah.
to me, I mean, White has so many good enchantments and so many good enablers for this. seems pretty easy to do so.
Oh yeah, I mean it's especially in limited. Card looks good. I think it like is on the cusp of being constructed playable. We'll have to see what the format's like. We'll have to see what happens next rotation.
Sure.
But I mean, for right now, I mean, if you like black-white enchantment themes, this card seems perfectly reasonable.
This card's for you.
Yeah.
I like it. Thunderclap Wyvern. For a blue-white and 2 colorless, it's a 2/3 flash flyer. Other creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. I love the crap out of this card.
Yeah, this card is disgustingly good. Just like so good.
Whew, this card crushes dreams. Whether you're just flashing it in the end of their turn because you want to get in for 2, or completely blown out of combat step, this card is good from start to
This
finish.
is the kind of card that a blue-white skies deck, which I don't really care how much dressing you put on your set, like your core set, there's a blue-white flyer deck every single time.
Oh, nice.
And we'll see it next set, you know?
Or how much dressing's on that salad, bro?
Yeah,
it's still there.
Yeah. And so, like, this set is pretty flashy and cool, but there's a blue-white just attack you in the air deck.
As there should be.
And cards like this don't make it a race anymore.
Oh.
It makes it I lapped you, and now I'm at like 12 while you are just barely staying alive.
There are so many Thopter makers. Now, we didn't really hit any. There's not any in white, as otherwise we'd have talked about them, but there are so many Thopter producers in blue and in red. Like, this card, it could just be...
Potential splash. I mean, we have Evolving Wilds.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's easy to splash. It's easier to splash in sealed, generally, because you have more time.
Yeah.
But regardless, like, it can just turn all those Thopters into just, like, crazy threats.
Yeah, this card is very good, and if you end up having some Thopter enablers and the ability to splash a card like this, do it. It is surprisingly effective.
It is crazy sweet. And that ends our white portion for the Magic Origins set review. I'm pretty happy with it.
I mean, yeah, we went a little long. We got a little dirtily, but
We always
we
go a
got
little
all
long
our,
and
we
dirty
got all
on
our
the white.
checklists done.
Right.
Yeah, because
Okay.
now we got to make some new stuff up.
Okay.
I think we need some pie bets. I think I won the last pie bet.
Yeah, with Draconic Tutor or whatever that thing is.
No, I don't even remember. It was so bad I forgot the name.
Thanks. Well,
You're
me
welcome.
too, because it's not Draconic Tutor. I just remembered it as Draconic Tutor.
Oh, see, I did it.
It's Sarkin's
Sarkin's Triumph.
Triumph. That's what it was. It was
And
Sarkin's
who was
something.
so Brad's Triumph? Brad's Triumph.
Brad's Triumph. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you continue to join us as we go through every single card in Magic Origins. We'll be back with blue, and we hope you join us for Evan Irwin.
Brad Nelson.
We tapped all the cards.
So you didn't have to.